If you're going to be successful with Amazon PPC, then there's one type of keyword you simply can't afford to ignore. To do so would mean you are doomed to lose money with PPC. In today's video, I'm going to share with you what that kind of keyword is, why it's so important, and how you can go about implementing the strategy today to start saving money and driving profit up. Welcome back to another Brand Builder Upskill tutorials, where my aim is to give you the tips, tricks, and strategies that are working in the here and now to launch profitable products and build brands that last. If that's something that you want to do, make sure you are subscribed with those notifications on, and you will be on your way. My name is Ben Donovan, and I'm the founder of brandbuilderuni.com. And one of the biggest areas of passion that I have, one of the areas that I talk about the most when selling on Amazon, is PPC. I believe it's one of the fundamental things for success in 2020 is having a good understanding of PPC, being able to deploy it in the right ways to launch products. We've seen some great success in our community recently. Recently, I interviewed Marlena. She did a product launch with PPC alone, hit 5 figures in 3 weeks. And we've seen a whole bunch of other success stories. Recently, we saw someone hit 100 sales in one day, £3,000 in one day. These kind of stories are coming through, and so much of it is down to good PPC strategy. It's an underrated skill in the world of selling on Amazon. And the reason it's underrated and the reason people don't talk about it much is because it's hard.
It's true.
Right? There's lots to it, lots of information you need, lots of data you need. But in today's video, I want to give you a piece of information that could truly, without trying to be too hyperbolic, actually transform your Amazon PPC game. The challenge is, now having put out a lot of different videos and lessons on PPC on my YouTube channel, I regularly get people reaching out asking questions about PPC, and it's clear from discussions with them that often they're learning from people that maybe are teaching recycled YouTube content that worked 2-3 years ago doesn't necessarily work now. You know, you can't just launch an auto and a manual campaign on your PPC with 3 of your biggest target keywords and hope to be profitable. It's not really how it works anymore. You need to work harder than that. The good news though is that it is possible to be profitable with PPC on Amazon, and one of the biggest keys to that profitability is by using this type of keyword, and that's the long tail keyword. Now, this may be a new term to you, it may not be, but even if it's not, stick with me, because I'm going to give you a strategy to implement this that no matter what stage of your learning you're at, I believe can help you run more profitable PPC campaigns, and we will get to that in a moment. Firstly, for those that don't know, what is a long tail keyword? Let's jump into the computer and take a look at some different keyword options. Okay, so I'm here on Helium 10, and I've loaded up cross stitch kit as our keyword. If you haven't seen, I'm doing something called Project 1K, where I'm attempting to launch a product for under £1,000, and we've chosen this product cross stitch kit to launch. So I thought, let's use this for the example to, you know, just keep it on point. In terms of keywords, right? What is short tail? What is long tail? Short tail keyword is something like this: toolbox, or diamond painting, or embroidery kit. That is a short tail keyword. As the name suggests, is relatively short, whereas a long tail keyword would be something like this: cross stitch kits for adults. Now, that's probably verging on a mid tail. Generally speaking, a short tail keyword would be 1, 2, maybe 3 keywords. Bit of overlap. Mid tail would be sort of 3, 4, 5, and then long tail would be 5, 6, 7. Could be considered a long tail. Anything more than that in terms of word length of a keyword is going to be a long tail keyword. Now, why are these so important? 2 reasons. Number 1 is because they are way cheaper to bid on. When it comes to Amazon PPC, they're far cheaper to bid on than short tail keywords. Short tail generally are more broad in their meaning, and they have more traffic, therefore they have more people bidding on them. For instance, if we went for cross stitch kit, the likelihood is that that one, see here, it's got 10,000 competing products according to Helium 10. So over 10,000 products are actually bidding for this keyword in some way, shape, or form in their PPC campaigns. Whereas if we go for like a long tail, you see here, cross stitch kits for adults beginners, it's only 2,000. So there's less people bidding on this keyword, which drives the price down. And so if you are bidding on a keyword that is a £1, £1.50 bid, $1, $1.50 bid, and you're getting clicks at that rate, then you're going to spend, say, £10 on 10 clicks. And if you only get one conversion, because your conversion rate is 10%, and it only gets you £10 in sales revenue, then your revenue is completely wiped out by your advertising spend. And so the way to drive up profitability profitability and be able to advertise more is to go after keywords that don't cost you as much. And so, for instance, cross-stitch kits for adults beginners may only be like a 50p cost per click for that keyword, and for that same £10, you can actually get 20 clicks, which may lead to 2 sales, which gives you more revenue, potentially profit. But as you grow that and build this out, that's where you can potentially make more profit. So number one, and really, really important point, is that long tail keywords, because they're longer, because they're less traffic, because people don't want to put the work in to find them, they're often more cost effective. Second thing is they're also often more relevant, which is going to lead to a higher conversion rate. Because of the amount of words in the keyword, often it makes the potential relevancy of that keyword more applicable to your product. Of course, there are some that might not be, like painting by numbers for adults wouldn't be applicable to my cross-stitch kit, so I'm not going to bid for that in my PPC campaign. But cross-stitch kit for adults beginners, you can bet your bottom dollar I'm going to be bidding for that in my PPC campaigns because it's a nice long tail keyword. Sure, it's still got quite a lot of volume to it, but because it's more specific, therefore it's more relevant. So I'm a lot more likely to get a conversion because I'm creating a beginner's kit for adults in cross-stitch. So it's exactly what I'm looking for, and it's way more relevant. And so again, if I scroll down to some of these and have a little look, counted cross-stitch kits for adults. I'm still getting to learn what the word of cross-stitch means, but I think that is something that is quite applicable to it. And so therefore, again, that's going to go in because it's more specific, it's more relevant. People that are looking for specifically this thing are potentially looking for my product, and that higher relevancy is going to lead to a higher conversion rate. So the maths are more favorable on both sides of it when it comes to both the cost but also the conversion rate. Two key factors, two key metrics when it comes to PPC profitability. By the way, if you want to learn all about the metrics that matter with PPC, how you can calculate whether you'll be profitable or not with your PPC, check out the PPC tutorial I've got linked below. It's a complete A to Z tutorial for beginners, takes you through the whole process. And so those are two of the key metrics, but of course it's not all upside, right? Because short tail keywords might be 10,000 in search volume, whereas longer tail keywords might be 1,000 or 500 or 300 or 200 or less, right the way down. And you're going to have some, of course, that are very long, very specific, that have hardly any search volume at all. And now, while most people would ignore those and not worry about them, I would actually encourage you, especially if you're starting on a small budget, especially if you're finding it hard to be profitable with your PPC, is go on a mission of finding as many long tail 6, 7, 8, 9 word keywords that have not much traffic, but when you combine them together, compiled, do have enough traffic to make it worthwhile. See, for this product here, cross-stitch kit is going to be a keyword that's going to be hard to not only rank for on Amazon, it's also going to be hard to be profitable for on my PPC. I'm probably going to be bidding £1.50, £2 a bid on that. And so selling a cheap product, likely to be in the range of £11 or £12, it's going to be hard to be profitable at that level. So what I'm going to need to do is find a whole range of keywords that might not have 13,000 search volume. They might only have 1,000, but if I can get 13 of them, I'd rather target the 13 with the 1,000 search volume than I would target the one with the 13,000 search volume. I'm diversifying my opportunities, but also I'm increasing the likelihood of profitability for the reasons that I've already discussed. So how am I going to go about finding these keywords? The easiest thing to do is to come and use a tool like this, Magnet in Helium 10. There's a link for Helium 10 down below. You can grab it with a discount. You see here, there's 2,300 keywords related to cross-stitch kit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come straight here to word count, and I'm going to put in there 6. I'm also going to put into here, show phrases that contain cross-stitch. So I want to keep it nice and relevant. And then I'm going to hit apply. And it's going to go down from 2,300. I haven't checked this yet, so it might go 0. I don't know. But okay, 98. So I've got 98 keywords there. And this is what's powerful, right? 98 keywords that contain the phrase cross-stitch that have at least 6 words. Let's try 7 words. 25. Okay, so that narrows it down a bit too much. So if I was really wanting to knuckle down on those, I'd go 7. But I'm going to go 6 for now. I'm going to exclude some phrases that contain Christmas because I don't want to do anything seasonal in there. That's going to come back with 86, nice. The first thing you're going to notice is this search volume drops off a cliff. This is a nice juicy one here, and then counted cross-stitch kits for adults is a nice juicy one as well. The search volume really does drop off. But remember, you got 86 of these keywords. So all in, if you added up all of this search volume, sure, these only do 50, 40, 30, 20. But if you literally took all of these, and obviously you'd have to filter through them and get rid of like Game of Thrones cross-stitch kit and get rid of the ones you want to get rid of. But if you were to come in here and find 50 keywords that had a search volume on average 100 each between them, that's 5,000 searches a month that not many other people are going to be targeting, because most people are going after the 3-word cross-stitch kits. That's what most people are going after, spending their £1.50, £2 a bid on those keywords. Whereas if you look at the long tail, actually then far less people are going for it, and that's where you can begin to drive some profitable sales. Don't forget as well that when you go after these long tail keywords, you're going to rank way easier for them. You see here on this CPR 8-day giveaways, this is the algorithmic suggestion that Helium 10 has, that if you hit this kind of number of sales attributed to this keyword, then you're likely to get keyword ranking for that keyword. These are way lower, 888 down here, like 1 a day. You need to get around 1 a day of sales on this keyword to be able to rank on the page 1 for it, whereas for this top one, you need 144. That's what, I don't know, like 8, 9 a day in order to rank there. The actual ability to rank on page 1 is far greater, again, with these long tail keywords, which means that you might be able to rank on page 1 for 10, 20, 30 of these long tail keywords. Again, traffic is not going to be as much, but it diversifies your visibility. It means that your whole business is not riding on one money keyword, and you can attack that money keyword later when you've got greater stability with all of these other keywords. And then what I would do is I would take this list, once you filter through it and make sure they're all relevant, I would put all of these keywords into a PPC campaign. Now, depending on how you structure your PPC campaigns, if you want to see how I structure them, again, check out the PPC tutorial. I'll run you through the whole structure that I use. If you want to see that, you can do that and use my strategy. I would take these and I would run them in a campaign on exact, phrase, and broad as a research campaign. I'd be putting 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds, dollars into that campaign every single day at low bids, 30, 40 cents, 40p, 50p, somewhere in that range. Low bids, because I know that I'm going to be able to bid low and still get some impressions for them. I'm going to test them, and any that I see conversions on at a profitable rate, I'm going to move them into their own campaign. I'm going to increase the spend on those and really scale it from there. And the goal with that, the strategy with that, is over time, guys, this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a quick fix. This is not going to be £10,000 extra revenue overnight. This is a long-term operation. The long-term goal would be that you can have these built-out lists of long-tail keywords, hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds of these long-tail keywords, because what you'll find is that the Amazon algorithm and your PPC campaigns will find long-tail keywords that Helium 10 won't. Every week when you're doing your PPC optimization, keep adding these phrases back in to your campaigns, keep researching more, keep moving them up to your scale campaigns, then keep researching more, keep this process going so that over time you can build out these lists that are incredibly long lists. Some of the keywords are going to get very minimal traffic, but because the list is so long overall, you're getting way more traffic for a cheaper price, and that's how you grow profitability with your PPC campaigns. Of course, there is a time and a place for going after high traffic keywords. I'm not saying never do it. I'm just saying if you want to grow your profitability, don't ignore long tail keywords. Make it a key part of your PPC strategy and watch how it impacts your ACOS. If you have found this helpful, definitely do hit that like button just to let me know you want more PPC content, and do let me know if you have any questions below. I realized that I've probably sped through a lot of things quickly there. This is not meant to be like some massive tutorial. It's probably a longer video than I was intending, but there's a lot of things to discuss and a lot of concepts in there that I suppose needed explanation. Like I say, if you do want a more detailed step-by-step breakdown from beginner to advanced on PPC, check out my PPC tutorial, which is in just down here below, or there's also a free PPC workshop that's a little bit more advanced that you can grab for free today as well. Link for that is also in the description. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video real soon.